So, last we left off on a mission to free Merrick from Teague. You teleported to Solnia, charter an airship to Thane aboard the Whisperwind with Captain Avandra, Lillian Caspian. Flying across the Wailing Sea, you drew the attention of Rotave, the Cold-Hearted, an ancient white dragon on the way there. Ignoring that and promptly no big deal, jumping out of an airship in the morning light, you started the long and cold trek south towards Teague, targeted by a pair of frost salamander, slaying one of them and stealing its heart. You continued onwards for the next few days and encountered a family of mammoths who Jenna engaged in a brief conversation with. Mentioned something of the big one and the Yeti of the Elder Frost, far north from where you were. Eventually, you did find the prison city of Teague, entirely circumventing the wall and the gate with clever use of fly and invisibility. You landed at the biggest, scariest building you could find, a large T-shaped building ringed by these sort of white, humanoid-shaped furs, with a several-story iron chimney that is sort of just spewing black smoke and fire. Deceiving a number of guard that were defending this building very heavily, you broke in to discover that it was in fact not a prison, but a government building, where upon breaching the throne room, you saw sitting upon a wolf fur-laden throne an older human man, light blonde, graying hair that extends slightly past the shoulders, dressed in a white furred, almost cloak-like robe with red cloth accents and a twisted silver crown with these curled horns attached to it. To your left, next to your throne, seemingly a human man, strangely tall and wide, dressed in a fire-red, flowing robe that sort of drags across the floor. You can see a crooked smile from beneath the dark of the pointed hood he wears, with remnants of white, wispy hair on the right side of his head, and a smoldering orange eye on the left side, which appears to have also been gruesomely burned. As you all stepped in, he dispelled your invisibility. He put his left hand on this large black iron pillar behind the throne, at which point all the pipes above you seem to erupt in flame, sort of lighting up the whole chamber with this bright, flickering light. The man in the crown atop the throne introduced himself as Grand Arbiter Idis Vitan, seemingly an important governmental figure in Teague. And before any other introductions or words could be made, said, "There is not a single soul that comes to Thane without a purpose. So, strangers, let me ask you this. What is the purpose of your being here?" And that is where we left off. So, what would you like to do? Let me actually just give you a visual representation of what's going on here. Just, it's a map. Not saying it's a battle map, but it is in fact a map.
This is the death map.
Hopefully you can see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the dark stuff behind us just the door?
That was the door as you came in, and the hallway that was that you went through, where you slip and slide at a guard, and Chris got knocked into and lost his visibility.
And the black things are pillars?
On the left and right of you, yes, they're pillars. And you can see a number of guard that have encircled you at this point.
Jana's gonna elbow Riley in the side.
Indeed. Well, you see, Mr. Grand Arbiter, we mean no harm. As you can tell, our weapons are sheathed, and the guards behind us are not awash in a sea of red. So, peace is what we come in here. We would like to leave as few bodies behind us as possible in getting to our completing our mission. And it's true, we don't know who you are. Well, until now, that is. You could say that we're on hunt for something very important.
You see the man in the throne, Grand Arbiter Idis Vatan, sort of shift a little bit in his throne. He sort of lifts a hand and sort of waves it forward. Approach.
Riley will step forward.
Okay. Who else is stepping forward?
What did he ask again?
He said approach.
Guess we're stepping forward.
Yeah, I'll follow behind Riley.
Jenna looks behind her first, but then steps forward.
Okay, everyone's stepping forward.
I think Zero had like their feet planted in the ground. They thought it was just Riley. Then they saw everyone else walking forward. They were like, "Fuck!" And so they're like reluctantly walking forward with everyone, but they're trying not to make eye contact with the guards or anything.
Okay. All right. So as you keep walking, ever bit forward and forward. Stay about there. A little bit closer. Once you reach this, he sort of puts his hands out to stop. At which point the guards also begin to sort of ring around the Rosie you hear. Let's leave you some breathing room. Why not?
What weapons do they have?
These ones all seem to be armed with maces and shields. Their armor looks not like the highest quality thing in the world. The maces look pretty simple. The shield are just mostly just like iron banded planks with like bits of like metal around it. Not the best armor you've seen in the world. Not the best armaments. The guards in Tetscap were way more well armed, but these guys, they're still guards.
What's the vibe? Are they like angry? Are they like, who the fuck are these people?
They seem wary. Their weapons are drawn. They have their shields in front, but they're definitely keeping an eye out.
Okay.
At which point you hear the door behind you burst open. You hear, "Arbiter, there's been a..." And the single guard sort of walks in and just sees the situation and just... You seem to have it under control, Your Majesty. Let me just... And he sort of just slowly closes the door, and you hear a lock behind you, like a click, an audible click.
Oh, I wish we could leave with him.
You see the Grand Arbiter sort of just rub his temples and sigh. Before you hear, "Igniter, if you would please." The burned man in the red robe steps forward towards you, the smile on his face still present. He approaches, weaving between the guards before he's right up next to you. And he's sort of just circling all of you, sort of just eyeing you up one by one. You see, he smells not like a person. He smells faintly of just like the remnants of a campfire, like after it's done burning, like the ashy smell, like sort of like brimstone-y. Not pervasive. It's just definitely strong. As he sort of begins ringing you and looking you up and down. "There must be a few talented spellcasters in your group. If you are all invisible at the same time, we can't have any shenaniganery while we talk, can we? Let's have a pleasant conversation without any interference." You see the unburned right hand that he has sort of almost like eject itself from the long sleeve that he has, palm facing up. He begins to chant and mutter underneath his breath. That sort of like musty scent, campfire-y smell sort of gets stronger. As he begins muttering, chanting, he finally twists his hands so the palm faces downwards now, and when he does so, the glowing left eye flashes like a sputtering of sparks as they just hit the floor and begin ringing you for a little bit before fading. You all immediately feel drained, fatigued, but not to the point of like physical discomfort or exhaustion. There's just like an air around you that just feels wrong, like something is missing. You feel the apotheosis vessels at your side. They retain their shape and form, but they shift and warp, like they're having difficulty staying as a weapon. The robe man simply just stand at your side, staring at you from like point blank range, while the guards all have encircled you at this point. The man on the throne, the Arbiter. Now, we can have a conversation. So, you mentioned, well, washing my gods in a sea of blood, and also mentioned this mission, which you seem to think is very pertinent in my throne room. You still haven't answered my question. Why are you in Teague?
There is a man locked up. Whether or not he did a crime, I care not. He is important to our mission. We need him.
Oh, so you came to jailbreak him, if I'm hearing that correctly.
As you can see, we have the wrong building.
So, your plan was to illegally enter Teague, to break into the prison and free an inmate.
I'm like visibly rubbing my temple.
Not without purpose, of course. It wasn't absolutely necessary. I like to stay on the side of the law myself.
And clearly you haven't. So, out of curiosity, 2 questions. What is the name of this friend you have, and why is he so important?
I'll answer the second one first. He is important because, like us, he's a chosen of the old gods. Now, if you don't know what that means, and I would not blame you for not knowing, as many people don't seem to, we face a threat greater than anything our continent can produce on its own, from another world. The chosen of the old gods are to stand against it. We need allies.
Oh, so you're loonies. You are going to tell me you came to Thane, of your own free will, broke into my city, my throne room, caused the biggest commotion in the history of Teague, all in the name of saving the world. Do you seriously expect me to believe that at your word? That you are noble heroes in a quest to save us all from an unknown threat? And you're going to do that inside my throne room, really?
What would it take to convince you? Mere words are clearly not enough.
No proof of anything you say, really. Tell me, what is this unknown threat, and why has no one known it?
For starters...
Why is this man so important, other than being chosen of the gods? You seem very capable of yourselves.
Can Jana pull out Flumph? Just be like, have you ever seen this thing before? Like, have you seen any creature like this?
No, but there's a good number of creatures I haven't seen. Igniter, does this creature look familiar to you? The guy in the robe begins circling over to you, Jana.
I'm holding tightly, but I'm letting him look.
He sort of unfurls the left hand. You can see it's also visibly burned, like as far as you can tell, like all the way up. And he begins to slowly reach just a fingertip towards Flumph. As he touches the outside of Flumph, you can see faint, like visible smoke trails, like candle wax burning, as you hear the almost the singeing of flesh on like a steak on a pan. And you see
that, I'm gonna pull back, like shocked, like this thing is burning my child.
Yeah, Flumph visibly not comfortable with that. You can see the tentacles sort of flailing, but seems okay. The guy on the road sort of turns back to the Arbiter. No, but it seems to burn all the same.
I'm gonna raise my hand now to speak. This is me talking. Zero doesn't know how to go about approaching a king like this, so they're just gonna like raise their hand.
Yes, it seems we have a question from the audience.
Not a question. It was just an honest mistake that we came to your throne room. We didn't mean to threaten you or cause any panic. Not going to lie, what my friend here says is true. There is somebody in your prison that is going to be a big help to us when it comes to, yes, saving the world, possibly. As dumb as that may sound to you, we have been on this journey for quite some time now and have unveiled a lot of secrets that have been hidden for a very long time from a lot of people. The creatures that we are working against are old, ancient, not of this world, so it makes sense that nobody knows anything about this. They're hiding. We've met a couple now. They're very powerful, and they're growing stronger with time. I know that is all just, hearsay, but I'm trying to be honest with you. We did not come here with intention to harm you or harm your city. We just came here to help somebody who is wrongfully imprisoned, as well as serving one of the old gods to help us stop this greater evil that I think, if I was able to convince you of, you would agree needs to be stopped.
Make a persuasion check.
Before I do that, I would also like to offer another piece of evidence. I don't know if this is going to be convincing, but I'm going to slowly, I'm going to ask him, may I? And reach my hand in my bag, I'm going to get something. I'm going to ask him first if I can.
Very well.
Okay, I'm going to slowly reach in and by the barrel of it, I guess, just so I'm not holding it near the trigger, I'm going to slowly pull out the gun, the fucking laser gun, and I'm going to hand it over to the fucking, what's he called? I don't know, the burn guy. And I'm just going to warn him, please watch out for the trigger. This thing is very deadly, but this is a piece of technology that these creatures are capable of making. It's something that, though seemingly is pretty similar to devices we have here, is much more technologically advanced than what we're capable of currently. I'm going to hand that over to him.
Okay. He takes it.
What did you just hand him? Sorry.
The laser gun. And you said make a persuasion check?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good.
Okay. The burned guy sort of takes it, inspects it with the non-burned hand, and sort of looks at it before handing it off to a guard. The one in front of you, who then goes, brings it towards the Arbiter, who begins to inspect it. As he sort of is looking it over, twirling it around, he puts his hand where the handle would be, and the gun activates, if you will. It sort of expands into that the gun form. Guard gets back to his post. You said this was a trigger.
Yes, I believe it acts as a gun, and I hope you do not. I'm just going to stop there. I'm just going to say yes, it does the same thing a gun does, but different.
As he sort of eyes it over, just inspecting it, he points the arm straight, sort of to his right, and begins sort of looking down the barrel before pointing it towards the group. After about 3 seconds, he aims it up and pulls the trigger. Mark off 1 shot for the laser gun. and that big
don't-
red streak of red sort of travels across the chamber and strikes the stonework right above the door, sort of knocking loose a large chunk of stone and singeing the rest of it. All the guards visibly look recoiled. The crooked smile on the burned guy sort of just grows wider at this sight. He sort of looks back towards the group. I will take this as an apology gift.
No objections.
Understandable.
Does not let you off the hook. I will give you exactly one chance to explain further to me that does not annoy me or run around in circles.
Are apotheosis vessels like available to use? Like I know they're like changing form, but are they like functional still?
You can try. They don't look great right now, but
Can they go
Yeah.
back to crystal form at the very least?
you put your hand on the hilt of your sword as all the guards sort of tense up, and as you do it shoots back to crystal form.
As you can see, these weapons are, I believe there's no other word to describe them but divine. They come to us in form of crystal, and we can activate them at will, and also deactivate them at will. This is our proof that we are chosen. And it is also the proof that the prisoner is chosen, as we have another here that will only activate when he touches it.
He sort of holds up the pistol that Zero unwillingly gave to the guy, and he sort of looks at it and points to it. This is impressive. This is strange. That is a rock. There's no shortage of magic rocks, I assure you that. So far, you've given me a weird gun and your word.
I would.
Would we
Go ahead.
would we be able to offer you something, perhaps?
I mean, that's kind of what we've already done.
I mean, like,
You offer him a fucking
what-
egg.
what threatens you the most?
I don't think I want to tell you. Not until you've told me a little bit of yourselves. I think I asked you to explain further of this point of the world ending. You've offered me a rock and a strange piece of technology, as you put it.
In truth, there's not much we know either. We found one of their bases. It's a ship that can sail between the stars. We discovered their commander, and we dispatched of it after a brutal, bloody fight. We found more in a forest cave, and their presence is known by black spear pillar type things. They're made of strange crystalline substance that is very difficult to break.
Pause, I guess, before we say anything else. I'm trying to look through the documents we have right now. Do we have anything like on paper that, obviously it's still just like hearsay, but do we have anything like on paper that's with us on our person to show him involving the aliens?
Actually, I do.
Oh?
I do. I wrote down the log of everything.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
I mean, I could show him that if you want.
Yeah, it's the only other thing I can think of that's evidence of something. And while Chris is doing that, Simon, can I I guess I'll put my hand on my dagger, just very lightly. I don't want to grab it, but I want to use a charge from the Truthseer to make I think it's a religion check with advantage. I want to I don't know, it's going to be very vague, but I think just because we we don't have a lot of like physical, tangible evidence here, I want to just ask Elena for a sign or something just to help us out here that we have gods present with us right now, because I feel like we're in deep shit.
Sorry, what were you trying to do? You're using Apotheosis' vessel to...
Make a religion check with the truth seer.
Okay. Okay. As you put the hand on the hilt of Truth Seer, the guards again visibly tense up. The mage sort of just eyeing you, like point blank. He is inches away from you at this point. As you sort of close your eyes, just make a straight religion check. As you can sort of feel the Apotheosis vessel in your hand warping and losing shape.
Suck it.
Yeah, I guess I could show the meet room text and the glass panel text.
Okay. 0. As you're sort of sitting there, you're trying to connect with Helena. You're trying to find yourself back in that space, that cozy little fireplace, and those comfortable little seats, the books around you. It feels very, very cold. Like it seems like that connection's almost blocked somehow, but in front of you, you almost see like a singular candle light. As you sort of open your eyes, and next to you, you can see a very short, older woman with bird feet and dressed in a cloak. Everyone else, you don't really see anything different, as Zero sort of just turns to the side looking down. Zero, you look up and you see the mage guy, the red guy, is also looking towards Elena, sort of just looking downwards, right at where she's standing. As you're sort of sitting there, you blink and all that's left is just feathers. As that happens, the red robe guy sort of looks back up towards you. Chris, you're doing something?
Yeah, I'm gonna just hand over the meet room text and the glass panel text.
Okay. The interesting point. Where did you put all your papers? Everything you have is in your bag of holding, right?
Yeah. Oh well. I think so, yeah.
Okay. So you open up your bag of holding and you try to reach in. You hit the bottom.
When that happens, can I try to determine what sort of magic this guy is using?
Make an Arcana check. You know that there are very powerful magics that are able to cancel other magic. The most well-known, yet also almost impossible to achieve for most magic practitioners, is anti-magic field, which pretty much blocks all mundane magics. Just normal magics. Magic items don't work in the field. Spells, you can't cast spells in the field. You can't teleport in or out of the field. The only things that aren't affected are very, very powerful artifacts and stuff descended from the gods. Which you gather is why your Apotheosis still works.
I see.
Yeah, I
hear
guess you would also
Sorry.
know that this is it's a very powerful spell. It is an 8th level spell. Sorry, what were you
Okay.
saying?
Can people hear the fireworks on my side? Apologies if you can. I can mute.
No, I can't hear anything.
No, you're good.
I
They're
barely
really
noticed them.
close. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No worries. The red mage sort of looks towards you, Chris. Were you going to retrieve something?
Yeah, just a couple of papers that might further help explain why we're trying to save the world.
Make a persuasion check.
It's taking a while to load.
No worries. Okay. Okay. You he gets real close to you, inches away from your face. He's sort of just looking directly into your eyes. You can see like the sort of like the irises, where the color of the eye would be around his left side. It almost looks like there's a fire inside there. Like it doesn't look like a normal eye. As he's sort of looking at you for about 20 seconds or so, sort of leading back to avoid kissing the dude, he sort of circles around. And he sort of looks towards you, Chris, the eye still glaring directly at you. Take a step back.
Okay, I step back.
Okay. As you do, you feel the energy rush back into you.
Okay, and then I retrieve the papers.
Okay. Yeah. As you put your hand back in the bag of holding, it goes right down to your elbows.
And then, yeah, I'll take those out.
Okay. As you take them out, he sort of circles back towards you, sort of grabs the papers with his non-burned hand before sort of grabbing you by the shoulders and sort of just shoving you back into place. Begin circling around, handing the papers to the guard. On the way, he's sort of reading it. Guard brings it to the arbiter. Okay, this is the meat room and the glass panel room, right?
Yep.
Okay, just double check actually what those say. After about a minute of reading, you see the arbiter sort of just almost getting increasingly frustrated. Like he's sort of just getting a little bit more rough. He's sort of twirling the gun in his fingers a little bit, revolver ocelot style. As he sort of speaks up, once again, this tells me exactly nothing. What do you, at this point, the guy in the red robe, Your Majesty, I think we should throw them a bone. He sort of looks towards you, Zero. There is something special with these people. I can sense it. And as he sort of points towards the Apotheos vessels that you're wearing as well. Under normal circumstances, Your Majesty, these magical items would not function. So their claim that they are chosen by gods is not entirely unfounded. All right. At these words, the Arbiter sort of just stands up a little bit, sits back straight, places the laser pistol on the armrest, sort of leans forward while sort of reading over the documents one more time and looking towards you. Let us inquire a bit more then. First, how did you come here?
Through airship
Mm-hmm.
from Silnia.
Airships to Teague is not common, yet not surprising. Unfortunately, it didn't come to Teague, did it?
Nope.
We dropped ourselves off about. It was pretty far north of here.
So, you took an illegal airship and illegally dropped into Thane yourself. Good, good.
Wait, why is it
Common.
illegal to take an airship?
Oh, it's not illegal to take an airship. It's illegal to take an airship in Thane without my knowledge.
Well, to be
Jana's
fair,
holding her
we
tongue.
didn't know. It was like, well, to be fair, we didn't know that. If we had known the laws, I
Yeah.
think we would have been a bit more vigilant about not breaking them. Because
There was
we-
only
Jana's-
one spot in Thane worth going to. Why would you go anywhere else? Unless you were a criminal, maybe a smuggler. Common method of transport between the mainland and here. Tell me, now that I know that you are no stranger to bending or breaking the law, did you happen to drop by Lipet?
Dropped by what?
No, that's the criminal city, right? This is me, Misty, talking. We haven't been there.
I don't think so. This is Josie talking.
There is no city on the way here. Except for this one.
Or at least what we saw. It was a snowstorm the whole way.
No city between here and the mainland, yet you still managed to circumvent everything and still dropped your way without my knowledge into Thane.
This is not Jana speaking, this is Josie. How are we supposed to get his permission to drop ourselves in? What is that process like?
Yeah.
This is what Jana's thinking. Like, she's holding her tongue, but she's like, what the fuck? Or what else were we supposed to do? But she's not saying anything mean.
How do you feel about Ratave?
He sort of just looks towards the red-robed guy. I believe Ratave is a ancient white dragon known in Thane. The Arbiter sort of looks back towards you, Chris. And what relevance does a white dragon have to your current predicament?
We're currently marked by it.
Oh, good. And you have proof of this, or am I supposed to take this at your word as well?
Well, I don't have any, concrete evidence. You
Yes,
would
that
have to
seems to
take
be a
my
common
word.
theme here.
But if we could slay the dragon and bring it to you, would that gain your trust a bit?
Make a persuasion check.
This is out of character. What the fuck does he want? Like, as evidence, we're marked by Rotave, like a membership card? What were we supposed to get?
Gain my trust? No. I don't think anything you can do can gain my trust. However, you are let's say an anomaly in Teague. You see him sort of think long and hard, sort of glaring at you one by one, sort of just leaning back in the throne, resting his head on his hand. After a few moments of quiet contemplation. One more question. This person you are aiming to break out, what was his name?
This might not surprise you. Riley will locate the apotheosis vessel for Merrick. This, in his command, turns into an anchor. Chainbreaker Merrick.
You speak as if I know who that is.
You asked for his name. I am just giving it.
Yes, but you... Never mind. So, it seems that this anomaly, you, namely, may be worth more to me in service than in chains, despite how much you may deserve them. So, I find you guilty of trespassing, illegal entry, attempted, let's say, breaking out of an inmate, and let's say suspected conspiracy, and until further notice, you are arrested. That being said, I'll throw you a branch. You work for me until I say you don't. Of course, you're free to refuse, in which case, I'll have you in chains anyway. You're guilty of a crime, and as Grand Operative Teague, I cannot turn a blind eye. But as the Teague Law of Special Service under extraordinary circumstances dictates, do a few tasks that no others can do, and I'll see to it that your sentence is erased by law. By accepting this task, you will be officially arrested and under my command, and dare I say it, I don't think you have many options right now, unless you like imprisonment until further notice more.
Well, it's fair. We did break in. May not have been our intention, but it was the result nonetheless.
If we agree to these terms, where does that leave Merrick?
He sort of looks towards one of the guards and sort of ushers his head. Guard sort of runs to one of the doors, enters after about a minute or two, comes back with this like very huge ledger, like almost comically large, and he sort of sets it on the ground in front of the arbiter, and he begins. He sort of leans forward and starts thumbing through it. Goes to more of the last pages or so. I entirely forgot the question while I was describing what was the question again?
I just asked, if we take this deal, where does that leave Merrick?
Oh, right. I begin thumbing through it, looking towards it. Merrick. Ah. Premeditated murder. Make a persuasion check. Okay.
Before he speaks, I'm also going to just speak up and say, regarding the premeditated murder, we also have some interesting information regarding that, and a even more seemingly unbelievable conspiracy going on the mainland that you might also want to know about, that I think all of us, including Chainbreaker Merrick, could be of good use towards stopping.
You are just full of information, aren't you? Am I going to take you at this word? Am I going to take you at this... Jesus Christ, me, tongue. Am I going to take you at your word at this as well? Oh my god. Yes, you got what I'm saying.
We have documents as well as maybe first account witnesses that are not present with us right now, but we don't have a lack of evidence. This is probably the one we have more evidence for.
And it's not just gibberish like the weird alien stuff as well.
Yeah.
What is this evidence?
There was a ledger from Tetscat. What was it? It wasn't a faceless ledger, was it? Something else. Where was it? Was it this? Where the hell was it?
I might even know Beth is. Are you talking about the one that like lists the like?
No, I was thinking about the one that Silverwind Project Thunderhead. The faceless ledger.
Also want to hand over the. I guess if we're just like digging out documents to give him, I know it's just documents, but I want to go ahead and pass over the sewer ledger. I feel like there's another one in here, isn't there? From. Oh, I'm gonna add the note from the ledger. That's like to Gorwin, I think. Am I missing anything? The warehouse ledger. The expenditure sheet from the Silverwind office.
All the Silverwind stuff, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I'm gonna pass over, I guess, while we explain what this situation is.
So, not only are you chosen by the gods, as you claim to be, saving the world, you're also dabbling in the world's deep, seedy underbelly as well.
I don't know if dabbling is the right word.
I would love to live the rest of my life ignorant of all this and just gone about fishing. But somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, we stumbled upon this by accident, and now they want our heads for it. So, just to sum it all up, we discovered in IMS a aquamarine lab, and we followed the trail to Fairhaven, where we found a Silverwind warehouse where the actual vials of aquamarine were being smuggled, that they were hiding in kids and just people's bodies. There's human trafficking involved, as well as slave trade. And we have been on that trail since, I don't know, however many days it's been. They've also sent, I'm not sure if you're aware of who the Gravekeepers are. They've also sent a Gravekeeper after us, so they are very adamant that we do not spread this information. And it is very possible, if Silverwind is present in Teague, that there is also some sort of operation going on here.
So it's safe to say that you've made an enemy of Silverwind.
I mean, what other conclusion can be drawn from this?
Yeah.
Seems you may be more useful than I originally anticipated.
As to how this relates to Merrick, the man that he did murder was a member of this Silverwind conspiracy who had trafficked several dozen children, I believe. So I can hope that you can understand that we're very disgusted with their actions, so much so that it would drive somebody to commit a crime such as that.
I don't care if the crime was just. I care that the crime was done. Which is why he's here. That being said, this agreement, do you accept it or not?
What is the quest?
Do you accept it or not?
Just accept it, Chris. We got ourselves into this mess. We'll deal with the consequences.
Jana, do you accept?
I think so. That's
Okay.
what we're doing, right? Yeah.
Very well. I can't speak today. Upon proof of the completion of the tasks I set before you, both you and because I am not unamenable to agreements, this chainbreaker Merrick will have your sentences forgiven. But he will not be released to you, nor will his location be disclosed by anyone in the city until the tasks are done. If I discover that you have betrayed me or failed your task, Merrick will be executed on the spot. This I promise you. Your tasks are simple enough. Seeing as you're so adept at infiltrating things, as you have so kindly demonstrated to me just now, your mission, one of them, will be to find this den of scum they call Lipet. It's a podunk little town that is hidden somewhere in Thane, and that they are very determined that it stays hidden. You will find Lipet, infiltrate it, report back its location and whatever defenses it has, including hidden entrances or markers to find it. The man in the red robe interrupts. Another thing, Your Majesty. He sort of turns back towards you and sort of retreats his unburned hand into his cloak and pulls out this very thin paper almost looks like wax paper. You see drawn on it is a series of arcane-looking sigils and glyphs that sort of form these intricate lattices. While you're giving that a crack, why don't you go ahead and take this as well? Find a place of high importance or great foot traffic while you're inside. Go ahead and find a little inconspicuous spot to paste that on. Rip the paper off once it's pasted, and make sure no one sees you and no one can see it when you're gone. The Arbiter sort of looks back at you. Another task for you to complete, it seems. Infiltrate Light Pit. Report back information, the location, defenses, and find somewhere to paste that little... whatever that is. The next mission. Since you have so kindly mentioned that you are hunted by this white dragon, Ratave, considering that you are now prisoners of Teague, I can't be having a lizard threaten the only bastion of civilization in Thane, now can we? No, this city was too hard fought to lose to a fat reptile. The next mission will be to find the lair of Ratave and slay it. I don't care how you do it. And, being a dragon of his age, I can almost guarantee you that there is a treasure hoard somewhere in the lair. The other task in this mission will be to secure that hoard for Teague. For this mission, when you find that hoard, I'll be kind. I'll give you 1/4 of it. The rest goes back to the city. Understand? Consider it compensation for damages you caused. Perform these 2 missions. You'll be cleared of your sentences, as will Chainbreaker Merrick, as per the special service under extraordinary circumstances law. Failing to do so, or betraying me on the way there, well, I guarantee you that you won't be having a fun time anywhere anymore, even if you got back to the mainland. I have connections to both Rias and Altis, and they are formidable. Let me tell you that. And if you were still in Thane when you betrayed me, well, you're going to be wishing that the frostworms find you first before my walkers do. Speaking of, my frostwalkers will also be following you the whole time you're in Thane, so don't think about running. I'll know. If you do run, well, I'll assume you've betrayed me, in which case all gloves are off, and I'll make it my personal mission to make your lives hell wherever you are. Do we have a understanding?
I think all of these things are pretty beneficial to our overall mission anyway, so I have no problems accepting.
Yeah.
Think you've got a deal, sir.
Yep.
Well, now that we have a agreement, I believe proper introductions are in order. I am Grand Arbiter Idis Vatan. That fellow that is bringing down your necks is the Burnbrand Igniter, Kelvin Dragon. The Igniter sort of bends and sort of bows really deep, sort of exposing the burned hand on his left side. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Likewise.
First, who's taking this piece of paper, just for logistics sakes?
Probably Riley.
I may as well.
Okay. Let's mark down 1 igniter paper. Let's call it that.
Sure.
And who do I have the honor of speaking to today?
You may refer to me as O'Reilly.
0.
Jana.
Chrysostomus.
Are you a adventurous by any chance, or maybe you are a ragtag group of mercenaries?
Bornemer.
Adventurous. Out of curiosity, adventuring groups always have the funniest of names.
Would you like our funny name, sir?
Yes, please.
Xodiacs. Spell that with an X.
Zodiacs. I will burn this into my memory.
He's like, cringe.
Maximum cringe.
I don't know, I thought it's pretty based.
The Arbiter sort of looks towards you, Zero. Zero, where are you from?
That's a little racist, isn't it?
I am from, fuck, I suddenly forgot what my country's called. Is it Sant? Simon?
Yeah. Yes.
I am from Sant.
Sant. Well, if you're a tiefling in Sant, there's no way you survived in the public eye. You must have come from that rumored hidden hideaway of your kind, do you not?
I give a gentle shrug.
I'm going to assume yes. So, it makes sense that you must know a few people there. Tell me, do you know a purple tiefling girl, short dark hair, shaved on a side? Was a long black scarf.
Do I?
Is he describing Zoella?
Or is that Salith, maybe?
Last you checked, yeah.
To which one?
Which one?
Latter. Zoella was blue, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Salith. Oh, okay. I do, I believe.
You do.
Jana, like, cocks her head towards Zero, like, what the fuck?
Interesting. And what is your relation to this tiefling?
I just have seen her in passing. It's a small community.
Did this tiefling tell you where she was going?
No.
When was the last time you saw this tiefling?
How long have we been on this trip, Simon, on this journey? Like a month, I don't know, 2 months?
2 months in game, like 150 days.
I will relay that information.
And what is the name of this tiefling?
Her name is Zoella.
Make a deception check.
Nice.
Okay.
Fuck.
You fail. No, okay. I'm at another task to your missions. If you get to Lipet, another task for you is to find and apprehend this Zoella and bring her to me.
Is she in Lipid that you know of?
Somewhere in Thane. Last I checked. Last I was told. And considering that they are not in Teague and everywhere else is a death trap, Lipet's the last option. Why she's there, I don't know. Don't care. Pure Soul's paying for her.
Nobody can see it, but Zero's like clenching their fist under their robe like really tight. Understood.
I hope you've written that all down. In and out of character.
Find light pet, slay a dragon,
What?
whatever.
What just happened with the tiefling stuff?
He wants us to bring Saleth to him because the Pure Soul Dogma are paying for her capture.
That's fucked up.
Does Zero know if this person is a good person or not?
This is the character that both Jana and Zero know in game. Like me and Josie wrote her into both of our backstories. I don't know. I guess I'd have to check with Simon if she's a good person. She was like the leader of my thief guild. So.
Okay, so Riley has never seen this person.
Did he say we have to do this part, Simon, or did he say if we see her we need to bring her?
If you see her. Yeah, let's say that.
No,
Okay.
don't forget his frost whatevers are following us, and they might have enough intellect to know.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm just updating notes here.
Also, I did not write down what are our clear-cut goals.
So there are. Let's divide this into 2 missions, right?
Okay.
2 main goals. First one is to find the hidden criminal city called Lipit. L-I-P-A-T. Lipit. When you get there, you need to report the location, infiltrate it, what defenses they have, and also slap that little paper thing onto a hidden spot somewhere where that's important or that has high foot traffic. Little sub goals. Next one is to find Ratave's lair, kill Ratave, and because he's an ancient white dragon, it's assumed that he has a treasure hoard somewhere. So the next goal is to find the treasure hoard, and report back the location to the city, or just bring everything there if you can. The city keeps three quarters of it.
Okay. Did we have like a timetable for this?
Don't die. Don't run until it's complete.
Okay.
Don't betray us. If you can understand all of that, we'll be fine. Complete all the tasks, both your sentences and Merrick's will be forgiven.
Can Riley insight check him? I want to see if he's being honest.
Sure.
We didn't like hard agree to the Saley thing, right? That was just like
No.
that was thrown out, and we didn't really say yes or no.
Yeah, it was like a bonus thing. Like if we see her, we're supposed to. But Riley did also bring up that his ice walkers or whatever the fuck are gonna be watching us. So we'll figure that out when we get there.
Yeah, you're trying to read him. He hasn't really changed his facial expression all that much, other than from like just stoic, like sternness to just mild annoyance. It's hard to tell. So, Igniter, if you would please. At that point, you see him sort of step back, sort of shoving the guards out of the way, returning to the Arbiter's side, and you feel that rush of energy. Again, Chris, you're actually still exhausted. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
But whatever, we'll keep track of that from now on, if it matters. So, You have your tasks. Quit wasting my time.
Hmm.
The guards sort of back off.
Alright, gang, let's go find some dwellings then.
Cool. I turn to also walk out.
Okay.
As soon as we're out of the room, Janet just like, lets out a breath and it's like, holy fuck.
Oh wait, this door's still locked, right?
No, it's opened. It was locked, but then let's just, knock. Guards open it. You do see like a row of guards. I cut those two mages that ran out before, sort of just standing there, sort of awkwardly twiddling their thumbs. Okay. As you sort of cross the threshold of the door, all the guards sort of just look nervously at you as they begin to reach for their weapons, and you hear shouting from across the room, the Arbiter's voice. If any of you fucks disturb these four people, I'll have your nutsacks nailed to this wall.
Or
just
to
gonna,
put things more
smile.
peacefully, at ease.
I'll salute at them.
I'm gonna smile and lock eyes with one of them to intimidate them as we walk past.
Smile and wave, boys. Just smile and wave.
Mrs. Obama, it's been a pleasure.
Jana's gonna motion like the snipping sign with her fingers, like.
Oh god. Something's caught my nose. Alright. As you all make your way out of the room. I forgot the time app that I always pull up. Guess I haven't been in there that long. Alright. Seemingly you're all convincing enough and things played out.
Seemingly?
Seemingly. You guys have your stuff, you guys aren't arrested. Well, you are, technically, but
Not in any way that matters to us right now.
yeah,
Probation. We're in probation.
pretty much.
Basically,
You're on probation, essentially. You are
On
still
house.
technically inmates.
House arrest.
Hmm?
Like house arrest.
Kind of. It's like
With the,
like community service.
yeah. So basically probation.
Yeah, community service except find the local crack den and also slay the dragon.
Just adventure things.
Yeah, whatever. All right, as you all slowly make your way out of the the building.
Wait, as soon as we're out, he's like, do you think we could have talked him down to just doing some housework?
Now, let's not complain. The dragon was after us anyway. This is a good
True.
result.
True.
Just said sorry. Maybe that's all we needed to do. We didn't even do that.
So you'll mark off one laser pistol from your inventory.
Yeah, okay.
You can pickpocket it back later.
I don't think it's worth it. But thanks for the encouragement.
That laser pistol was actually kind of clutch in the negotiations. It was one of the few actual tangible evidences that you have that was weird, wacky.
That indeed.
All right. So we'll exit out to the cold air. The building's still spewing fire. It has actually, as you walk out, that chimney at the top was spewing a lot of fire. As you leave, it sort of subsides to that black smoke as a bunch of guards have just sort of gathered around the entrances that are sort of just watching you walk out. A lot of them grab their weapons, but a couple of guards are in the hallway to sort of walk out with you and just calm everybody down. Yeah, they're all dressed fairly. It's not the greatest weaponry and armor. It's very rugged, but at least looks functional. That Deck of Illusions card that you had was not there anymore. I don't know how long it lasts, but it's not there anymore regardless.
It's permanent until somebody moves it, yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to lock eyes with one of the guards on the way out and just intimidate them as we walk out.
Intimidation check. How is your intimidation 11? What the fuck?
Holy shit.
Why is it so high?
I think I'm proficient in it.
Oh, weird. Huh. All right. Oh. Yeah, it's even with a natural one, it's still decently high, but it not enough to scare the guard, but it's they're still wary, and it's not like he doesn't take you seriously either. It's just like it becomes more like a staring contest of game of chicken.
Okay.
Can I ask the guard, what's the name of this place? This palace?
This may be the first time I've ever seen it of D&D campaign where you met the king before you knew what the building you're in was called.
Speed run.
He sort of looks at you. He's like, "You mean you broke into the palace without knowing what it was?"
Maybe.
Yeah, admittedly, this one's a new low for us.
Clearly, if we knew what it was, we wouldn't have broken in.
Yeah.
He sort of looks around at the rest of the guards like, "Holy shit, fellas, we need to do some retraining.
Yeah.
These guys broke in. They didn't even know what they were breaking into, and they broke it. Whatever.
Yikes.
It's called the Bacon of Repentance."
Did you say bacon?
Oh yeah, I also heard
Bacon.
bacon until I
I
saw
did.
it.
It's the accent.
It's my accent. The Bacon of Repentance.
Someone finally understands my struggle.
It's pretty much the only source of warmth in this whole city.
This is Fantasy Canada now.
You say that, but we just went through the worst heat wave in recorded history.
Oh, yeah.
Roads were melting.
Yikes.
Like bacon.
Bacon melts, yeah.
Mm-hmm. We all love a good melty bacon.
Molecular unstable bacon.
Bacon.
Atomically reforming bacon. I love it. Alright. But you guys find yourself stood outside the Beacon of Repentance, the first known landmark. This may be the first time I've unveiled, the most important location in this whole city. First, because that's the first place you went to.
Janice's gonna turn one of these guards and be like, "So clearly we don't know where we are, and it might be helpful to know where we're going. Would one of you guys care to give us a tour? Or do you want your balls cut off?"
Oh my god.
Make a persuasion or intimidation check, your choice.
I think I was trying to say that as a joke, because I don't even know what my intimidation is. But that was supposed to be a joke.
Make one anyway.
Oh wait, maybe it is going to be intimidation. No, they're the same. I'll do persuasion. God damn it.
Oh no.
You see one of them sort of just turn to you. It's like, "Oh, fucking tall guide, short stack."
Yeah.
Fine, I guess we'll fly around.
Yeah, we'll just cause mayhem as we go.
Yeah, I guess we'll break in every fucking building in the city. Huh. Real good guard job you're doing, bud.
It's not like there's many buildings to break into.
Do you know if there's fish in these waters? Or is it too cold for that?
I don't fucking know.
Oh, you should. A valuable source of food.
Get them from the ships.
Come on, gang. These guards aren't very helpful.
Yeah. You guys are gonna hear about this in my Yelp review.
Ooh,
Right.
I'd ask to speak to your manager, but I'm afraid I already have.
Okay. The gates ahead of you are open. Sort of just as you all walk out, a couple of gates. The guards have opened the gates for you at this point. Yeah, walking up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Josie, sorry.
No good.
Josie, we haven't like Zero and Jana haven't had the conversation where we both realize that we both know Salith yet, right?
No, and right now Jana knows you know, but you don't know Jana knows.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna wait for an opportune time because right now there's a lot going on, but like that conversation will happen.
Okay.
It'd be amazing if you had like a pre-prepared speech on hold for the last like year or so. Okay. So you're just walking through town. You notice that even it's not as warm as it was inside the building. But as you get further and further away from the building, it gets considerably colder. But it's still not outside the walls, so it's relatively warm. It would still suck to be without clothes, but like just standing around, you could be around for a while. Yeah, something like the tall walls does contain a lot of the heat. You don't notice any of the wind because of the walls. Just
While
sort
we're
of walking
walking,
around. Okay, quick.
There's one thing I want to do. I want to cast Sending to Evandra and see. Oh, you still alive? Or did the dragon get you yet?
About a minute passes. No response.
No.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah. So this is now a revenge quest as well.
Check back in later.
Was that our Uber driver?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what if she's like? What if she got marked by the dragon too? What if she's just dead?
That's exactly what the implication there is.
No.
I guess I am the Uber driver now.
How do I exit this ride? How do I get off Mr. Bones?
Jump out of the airship, apparently. Okay. As you cast Sending, don't get a response from Evandra right now, at least. Yeah, just walking around. Doesn't look like any town that you've been to. Most of the. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm so sorry to interrupt again. How does that spell actually work? Like, if you're sleeping, does it just wake you up?
I think it woke Merrick up when I sent it to him as like earlier.
Okay, sorry.
It's like someone yelling at you, pretty much, while you're
Okay.
sleeping.
And it just like in your head?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Sorry.
That's good. Okay, yeah, just walking around. Does not look like any town you've been to. Most of the towns you've been to had some sort of decorum, at least something aesthetically pleasing to look at. Not the case here. The only notable landmark you see around you is that large cylindrical black chimney on top of the what's it called? Beacon of Pens, just several dozen feet into the air. It just looks like it'd probably be visible just about anywhere in the city. Yeah, and it pretty much acts like this big, smoking, fiery beacon. The streets you walk are fairly narrow. Even the one you're on, which is large enough for a cart, it's large enough for a cart. Like it's doesn't look like this place is supposed to be well trodden at all. It's barely wide enough for like two people standing shoulder to shoulder in most areas. There's no flagstones or paved pathways. Instead, it's just like this dirt or mud that's been frozen solid. It's sort of just making these uneven craters in the ground. Some of them look like old footprints that have just been frozen over time. Other parts, it's packed in with ice and snow, just like a repeated trampling of a thick surface to walk on. As you're sort of just walking through, you find yourself slipping in some areas, having to grab onto whatever piece of wall or building or detritus is around to catch yourself. As you walk around, you do notice a few people. They don't look great. They're dressed in thick clothes, but definitely not anywhere near as warm as or comfortable as what you or the guards are wearing. They look barely enough to be kept warm. There's a few braziers on the roadside here that are filled with fire. Every so often, just every couple 100 feet or so, you can see people are huddled around these braziers, sort of just keeping themselves warm as best you can. You see, as you get closer, just walking out, a couple people sort of being guided like sheep by shackles that are chained to one another, and the guards are sort of pulling on them, just connected by chains, by their ankles, by their wrists, in a big, large row, probably about a dozen long. You see one younger-looking human man sort of fall down, landing on one knee, and one of the guards escorting him sort of picks him up by the scruff of his ragged clothing, pulls him up, and with great force just kicks him in the ass to walk on. As you make your way to it looks like a courtyard. There's a couple people here, not a lot, despite the size. Most of it is just mounds of snow that have been piled up over time. Some reaching like a story tall. A few braziers here and there. There's probably about 3 carts here total. And everyone is either huddled around the braziers or talking with someone that looks kind of official. You see one dude sort of in the far corner across the way, sort of dressed in nicer looking clothing. Like it's like dyed, like a big cloak that's sort of draped around this dude's shoulders. Decorative hat with a feather coming out of it that's still furred around the ears. Sort of talking to some of the guards there. Everyone else looks like shit. Like they are huddled around. They look miserable looking. They look malnourished. They look. Some of them look injured. That look like they haven't healed properly, and there's sort of some of them are like festering with wounds that are like looks like they're infected. It does not look great here.
Are there any guards around?
A good number, yeah.
Okay.
Cheryl like hates it here.
Do the guards look like they're eyeing the downtrodden crowd or what?
Make a perception check. Actually, why do we even ask? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
They are? Okay.
Yeah. Like they're not like they're like hovering around. You see a couple of them sort of just like walk by, and like there's a couple that are sort of sitting like just back to the wall of a building. The building themselves don't look good. The buildings are like they're mostly made of like just really shoddily crafted brick, and some parts are like snow and ice that are just melted over. They're using ice as like mortar. They look like they don't even qualify as buildings most of the time. They look like singular rooms that are like just sectioned off. Most of them don't have doors. And one dude's sort of just sitting back up against the corner. Looks like he's taking a nap, and one guard just comes over and just kicks at his ankles, sort of knocking him over into the snow before kicking a little bit of snow onto him a little before just laughing, walking away.
Wait, who did he kick?
A guard.
A guard kicked one of these downtrodden looking dudes in the ankles. Knocking him
never
over.
mind.
How far is he from us?
I would say 60 feet.
Interesting.
And these snow mounds are like igloos? Or are they
There's
just-
like in the courtyard, there's the big snow mound, which looks like a big snow mound. Just
Yeah, it's not-
collecting, and they're just sort of looks like they're just shoveling it like onto the one big, like central spot, just to keep this courtyard clear. All the buildings themselves are like square or rectangular. They have roofs, but barely. Like it's just sort of just like this layer of like snow and ice that they somehow kept supported. They're not very big buildings at all. They're more like huts made of brick and ice.
Hmm.
The guard who tripped that person, where is he right now? Like I know you said 60 feet, but like is he like his back to the wall or something? Where is he?
The guy that got kicked was leaning against the wall, sort of just like taking a nap, and the guard just sort of walked by, kicked the ankles, is currently walking away from you right now, just like in the courtyard.
Walking away from him or walking away from us?
From your perspective, walking away from you, both, pretty much.
Okay. What's the guy that got knocked over? What's he doing? Is he just like
He's sort
on
of
the
just on the ground, sort of just picking himself back up and just going back to sleep, seemingly.
Okay.
Yeah, in this courtyard, not much going on in terms of activity.
There are people around though, right?
A couple, yeah.
Can I approach one of them?
Yeah, there's a couple of guards. There's the dude that's kind of official looking, and there's a lot of just downtrodden looking people.
If it doesn't look dangerous, can I go to one of the downtrodden people?
Sure. Yeah, you find a fairly older looking human man, dressed in thicker clothing, like almost like this felt material. Like it's been tattered and worn to the point you can see some exposed skin. He's sort of just leaning against the wall, just looking off into the distance. Sort of his bald head, except for like a bit of scraggly white that comes down from the back of his head. Big bushy beard, though.
Janice is gonna say, quite a town you've got here. What's life like here?
He sort of just looks at you, sort of just looks at your clothes. You don't belong here, do you?
Nope. But here I am.
Why?
You know, that's... Don't know if you quite have the time for that. What's this area of town called? What's about the mounds?
They're making new statues.
Of...
He sort of walks towards the mounds. At this point, you were around, there. That big circle thing is the mound. And as you,
Is there one big mound or are there multiple mounds?
the biggest one is there. There's a few
Okay.
smaller ones, but
Okay.
the big main one is there.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't make that clear. As you he walks towards it. You following him?
Yep.
Yep. As you sort of round the corner of the mound, you can see closer to the one edge of the courtyard that was sort of out of sight, kind of far away, hidden behind these mounds. You see a load of giblets and stalks, things that contain human beings, pretty much. And you see in front of them a seemingly looks like statues that are made of like this like blue-white material. But as he sort of rounds the big mound and looks, you can see there's a slot cut out into the mound itself. It's not eye level for a gnome. You can try to climb it though if you want to.
I'll just see what this guy does, I guess.
He sort of looks to you and says, you want a lift.
Jana will climb herself.
Okay. As you sort of just climbing the mound is very packed tight. And there's a slot cut out. As you look in, you can see inside, it is pretty much like an igloo, but it's packedly tight. And it's very, very, very small space. You can see about 12 people that are pretty much completely nude inside.
Oh my god.
Some of them are moving, some of them are not. And there's some of them that are not moving. Look, their skin's turning this very like blue-white color. You look back at the statue you saw back there, you notice it's a very similar color. What you walked into here is called the Garden of Statues. We're the statues.
Why are there people in here?
They fought back. They backtalked. No reason in particular. Doesn't matter to the Tundra Guard. They'll find a way to put us in these little mounds. Make new decorations.
Are they gonna die in there?
If they're lucky.
Cab.
That's messed up. Like that should definitely be a war crime.
I don't know what brought you here, but there's not a single innocent person within these walls or outside these walls.
Am I assuming
Welcome
this
to
guy?
hell, friendly.
Am I assuming this guy's a criminal, right?
It's up to you.
I guess I'm not trying to make assumptions, but I do not know the vibe on this guy. So why are you here? Say that. Of all the places you could be, why are you in Tej?
Make a persuasion check. Oh, me. I'm here because I stole a horse from a Bethis right outside the stable. I took that horse back to this little farmstead that the love of my life was at. And I watched her get on top of another guy. So, took a shovel from out back, bashed the ever-living hell out of him. That's why I'm here.
That's rough, buddy. Oh my god. Well, you know what? Yeah, fuck her. Did you get to keep the horse? I mean, it's not here, but like, did you take the horse with you?
Got nowhere to go. Not anymore, at least. I'm here now. What use would I have for a horse?
Fair enough. Alright, I'm gonna go back over here.
As you slowly begin walking like backwards, he sort of just smiles. You can see he's missing pretty much all of his teeth except like 4, and they're like scattered. Like he has a canine, like 1 molar, like a single like one of those front teeth at the top. He sort of just smiles, a very big gummy smile. You can see like in the parts where there's no teeth, you can see like a black infection sort of festering. You can see, he sort of just goes, "Welcome to hell, lady."
Thanks for your time.
He begins walking away back to where he was. You can definitely see, like, as you're sort of standing there, you are drawing a lot of attention from a lot of people. You don't look like a guard, and you don't look like anyone else here.
Okay, I mean, no one can touch us, right? So
I mean,
We literally asked if someone would show us, and no one did. So don't know what else we're gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna convey what I just learned to the group. There's fucking people, in those things.
So this is the lot we've got stuck working with. Oh, great. Me and I thought we were going off to do noble jobs.
Hey, Cab.
Yeah, I didn't know the Jigsaw ran this town.
Okay.
So now that all that time has passed, where's the guard that kicked that guy? Where's he at?
Out of sight
Damn it.
from if you're just standing there. Like he sort of walked like this direction. He kicked dude like right there, and he kept walking that way.
I would like to remember his face for the future in case I see him again.
Okay. Yeah, younger looking dude, sort of just like an auburn goatee, pale, very pale.
But
All right. Where to now? If anywhere.
How close are the docks?
Eyesight visible.
Guard presence?
Pretty high. There's guard presence pretty high everywhere, seemingly. Like there's not a spot you could look at without looking at a single guard at least.
I'd like to approach at the very least.
Okay. Let's see you guys over here now. Yeah, as you approach further, you can see the docks themselves are pretty high up. The actual like water level isn't like perfectly like level, mostly because you can see it's like roiling and like a lot of ice is bashing against the docks themselves, and the water actually gets high enough sometimes that it overflows over the docks. And you see a large number of guards here, probably larger than anywhere else except the castle that you're just in, Beacon River Bends. You see a ship here, one ship. It's made of wood, fairly large, and there's probably about 12 guards just stood around it. A couple on the dock themselves just sort of stood there. A couple on the what's it called? The boardwalk, and they sort of just stood there while a couple other guards are carrying goods to and fro. They seem like they're in big crates.
The crates remind me of anything?
Crates.
Hmm.
The crates. They're not like big enough to store a human.
Okay.
Not all of them, at least.
All right.
Most of them are like, yeah, they're like carryable by size. You can store a child in it.
Not suspicious enough.
Well, where are we going, gang? Do we want to explore town, or do we want to get out?
Getting out is probably not the smartest idea. We're gonna need to find some place to throw down for the night.
Yeah.
Riley, you notice you'll notice, actually, he rolled real show and stealth. A fairly large Goliath man, black tattoos all over the body. You see it across the top. It looks like some sort of like fire that runs down the length of his spine. At least it looks like it goes down the spine on top of his head. Sort of dressed in like simple white leathers that have been dyed white with white fur sort of lining the inside. He has like a sort of Ushanka hat that he's carrying around by the hand. You see around his shoulders is these leather shoulder pads. Has like the image of a footprint ringed by icicles. And sort of around his back is a longbow. You can see the tips of it covered in like a white tuft of fur almost. He sort of just walks up to you. I assume you are the Zodiacs, yes?
Are you a Frost Watcher or whatever they're called?
Yes, I am the Frostwalker pack leader. I am his monster.
Oh, you seem like an upstanding guy.
That is upstanding as one can be in Tig. I've been contacted to, lack of a better term, shadow you while you are out in your excursions. I'm also to tell you, this according to the Arbiter, that if you wish to rest in the city, there is a guest room prepared in the Beacon of Repentance. You just need to announce the presence beforehand.
Ah, so that is how it works. That's fine then.
You are certainly the most unique job I've had.
Well, I hope scouting out to Dragon's Lair isn't too much.
Well, I won't be doing the fighting. I would simply just be watching you.
There's still a big dragon there. That's a lot of danger in a watching job.
Yes.
If you're prepared for that, then glad to have you aboard.
I'm not a bird. I'm just watching you.
Whichever works.
I am bringing a few of my Frostwalkers. We are sort of the expeditionary forces, if you will. We hunt, we scout, we stay hidden, we communicate in sort of the Thunder Guard call them weird ways. By any chance, you. He sort of points to you, Jenna. You have arrows, yes?
Josie.
Oh, she's gone. That's okay.
You did? Oh yeah, okay. Probably still listening then.
Does anyone else have arrows? Or he has the use of a bow, at the very least?
I can conjure up an arrow, and I'll conjure up an arrow.
Good trick. Do you... It's okay. It's okay, I just didn't say you were gone.
I was stealth peeing. Okay.
You're valid.
I'll let Brandon talk. I'm sorry. I left.
Perhaps I should rephrase the question. Does anyone know how to use a bow?
I do, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, you too. I will not interfere in your affairs while you're outside the walls. If you're dying, I will simply report back. That being said, if you need me for anything to send a message or anything else, conversation, maybe. He sort of pulls out a bag. It looks like a miniature quiver, almost. Not full size, but enough to hold, like, full-length arrows. These are a little bag of whistling arrows. You shoot them in the air, they whistle. Very loud. If you need me for anything, just shoot one in the air. I will try not to die on the way there.
Thank you.
It's part of the job. Don't need to thank me. Okay, so inside's about 10 arrows. You can count. Yeah, you can split it, keep one. It's up to you.
Yeah, maybe it would be smart to split these up amongst us. Who all has a... Yeah, like a bow?
Just the two of you.
Okay. How do I add a resource? What were these called? Whistling
Let's call them
arrows?
whistling arrows. Actually, one of the...
Oh, you know what? I need to put it as an item first. I'm being dumb.
Yeah. One of the custom arrow things I have in my rules I wrote like a year ago. What's up?
I just fucked up my Roll20 sheet. Hold on. I'm sorry. It's very, very slow.
How many do we get each?
There's 10 total. You guys can split it up however you want.
We can do like 2 and 8.
You don't want us to do 5 and 5?
Mm,
Oh my god.
yeah,
we need
you're
20.
more of the archer here than I am. I'll just take 2. You take 8.
Okay. Holy shit, Roll20.
Want me to add it for you?
Yeah, my sheet is completely stuck. Okay, I'm just gonna exit.
Yeah, just reset your thing.
Great.
I'll add whistling arrow.
I don't know if I know Perennialist. Roll 20 is miserable tonight for me.
You hit Munster with a sling.
Did I do that or did you do that?
I didn't press it.
I'm not, like, my character sheet's not even up. Love it.
Still
We
like to
can
make
move on,
the
'cause-
jump to Foundry at some point.
We can move on because this might take a while.
Munster sort of just stood there. Would you like to rummage around the city first, or are we good to go, as the kids say?
I think so.
That depends entirely on if there's fish in these waters.
Not in this surf, no. There is where he points and you see like large meter-long ice floes getting bashed across the docks. They tend to not survive very long here.
Fresh for the picking, and preserved.
If you want to wade in the waters, I suppose, but then you will freeze to death. And you will not be able to skip because docks are slick. They are called frozen planks for a reason.
Oh, well, the surface doesn't bother me. It's what's underneath that could be problematic.
He points to the stands, you will freeze to death. Wet clothes is #1 killer in Arctic. Next is
Fine.
wolves.
I shall wait. Indeed,
Do
the
you guys want to
greatest
get a?
virtue a fisherman can have is patience.
You guys want to take a quick tour of the city just so we can like mark off these spots and then we can. Did somebody need a long rest? I know like Chris and Riley have used some spells already, right?
Yeah, we did.
I'm also exhausted, I think.
Oh yeah, so we can get a tour and then go take a rest.
Although I'd like to ask him, would you know anyone who's proficient in gun?
Not here. No.
Proficient in gun.
There is sometimes merchants show up from Sylvia. They drop off supplies and sometimes prisoners. They sometimes have guns. I don't think that that ship over there is one of those, though. They are simply just dropping off produce and rations for the prisoners and the guard and the rest of us.
I see.
There is.
What about any alchemists?
Alchemy? Not officially. No. I mean, maybe you can ask the igniter. He likes to set things on fire.
Maybe. He does seem a little odd.
Whole left side of the body is burned. That is odd, yes. Speaks like snake. It is very unnerving.
So I mean, as we're traveling, can I just? I guess I have Azek with me too. I can just send him around to look while we look. But can I keep an eye out for like thieves' cant anywhere?
Yeah. Are you keeping eyes for the attacks, or him, or both? I guess.
We can both do it, right? Or maybe I don't know. He can't.
He can just passively look around you for sure. But like it's there's not a whole lot of like high buildings, and like if he's up in the sky, it's hard to look at. It's hard to find thieves' cant.
Okay, then if anything, my perception is shit. So I'll just like have him on my shoulder while watching for thieves' cant. If he sees any.
Sure. So yeah, just make a perception check for Azek.
That is I believe, 18.
Okay. All right. Looking for thieves' cat. Around you currently, around the docks and this courtyard, don't see anything out of the ordinary for now, at least.
Okay.
What would you like to do? We are standing in cold.
Do you want to give us a tour?
That is docks. This is the courtyard. That is the, the beacon. Everything else is just prisoners.
Where are we gonna stay for the night?
That is the Igniter has prepared a room for you. Convinced the Arbiter to that you need sleep, if need be. So there's a guest room in the Beacon of Repentance while you are on probation.
Where do people go to eat around here?
Outside with their hands. Teak doesn't really get tourists.
But no, but I mean,
Or anyone.
Like guards gotta, you know.
There is a kitchen and break room in Beacon of Repentance.
Of course there is.
I would imagine if in the most northern part of the world, if there was a city called Alert where a bunch of scientists lived, even they would have a bakery that had reviews on it on Google.
Can you tell me what's on the outside of the walls?
Prisoners that are more dangerous than other prisoners. They don't get walls or weapons, or they get half as much food. There is solitary section that is even more dangerous criminals. That it's pretty much an execution. They sort of just get the children say eat it off the wall, and they just left to fend for themselves.
It sounds pretty similar to what's happening in this here courtyard.
Wait, question then. Is there a prison, or is the city the prison?
City is prison. Everyone is either guard or criminal. All born here, which is unfortunate, but nothing I can do.
So, are any of the criminals detained in their buildings, or are they just
No.
thrown out into
They
the
are.
city?
Or they are either they do as the guards say, or they freeze to death and don't get fed, or beaten, or left to become statue. If they try to escape, what is left? What is out there? Snow and ice, and they don't get much clothing either. So they're gonna freeze to death, or starve to death, or both. They cannot swim. The docks are well guarded. There's not much escape for normal people. You are strange, therefore, the arbiter tell you to do things.
Interesting. I would like to send Azek on a new assignment.
Yep.
I don't think he'll have very much luck doing it because I'm pretty sure wherever he is, he's inside. But can I send Azek to just patrol the city and see if he sees anyone that looks like Merrick walking around in or outside the walls just while we're doing whatever we do?
Sure. Just make one more perception check with Azek.
It's a 10.
Okay. Yep. So he's been circling around, just keeping an eye out. He's a black owl in like a overcast sky surrounded by seagulls. You see Azek at some point get distracted and just like swipe a seagull out of the air and just like go to like a building, and then just leaves. Just like sort of just like yeets the seagull carcass into like the ocean.
Excellent. Just like I raised him.
What is plan? We are. Are you hungry? Do you need to eat?
I think more pressingly rest would be of concern, especially for the blue guy beside me.
Do you have
Yes,
ice
you're-
cream?
I don't know what that is.
You guys got snacks? I'm kind of hungry.
There is kitchen. There is bed, a bed. Would you like me to bring it back to the beacon?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes. Do you have bacon?
Maybe new shipment. It is dried though. It's jerky bacon.
Wait, so are we gonna get access to the same kitchen as the guards?
If I'm watching you, maybe.
That's hilarious. Let's go. Let's go right now.
I should note that if when we go outside, please do not stab me while I sleep.
Is that the impression we give you?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, I should have you dispel that. We're not here to hurt anyone.
I don't know the spell. I'm not a mage.
Remove from your brain the thought that we're out to hurt people here.
I think that requires surgery.
It requires what?
Surgery.
Then we'll just have to convince you with action then.
That would
Or
be best
rather-
idea, yes.
Lack of action.
The Frostwalker pack leader, Munsto, brings you back to the Beacon of Repentance, where he sort of just, he guides you, pretty much. And he brings you in, back to the throne room. You see the Arbiter still there, like 10 minutes later. You just walk back in. The Igniter, Kelton Jagan's no longer there, but Munsto sort of just walks by. They're getting food. Long journey. The Arbiter sort of just waves them. He brings you to one of the doors to the right, pretty much. Inside just looks like a fairly standard storage area, like a small kitchen. Fairly large sized like break rooms, almost like a cafeteria. But there's most of the food here looks preserved. And looks like meant to last a long time. There's very rarely fresh food here, seemingly. There's a couple like fresh fruits that just came in. No bacon, not a lot of meat. Fruit, if you want some.
I'll look for kiwi.
Riley's just gonna take whatever is edible. And not too much of it either.
Chris, make an investigation check, Chris. Me as well.
Okay.
Weirdly, you do find hidden in the green apples is like a similarly colored green fruit that isn't an apple.
I'll take it then.
Okay. Kiwis are green, right? I'm not.
Yes.
Yeah, they're green.
Okay. I've
Wait,
never
they're
had a
blue.
kiwi. They're brown.
They're
brown on the outside.
They're fuzzy things.
Yeah.
The-
You in your just knowledge, just like, yes, this is a kiwi that somehow made it to Thane. Possibly the only kiwi to have ever made it to Thane. Treasure it.
Yeah, I might just keep it. And then eat the apples.
Okay. So just mark off a kiwi in your inventory. All right. You guys taking a long rest before you guys heading out, or what?
I think a long rest would be wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. So while you guys get some food, fill your stomachs. Sort of takes you back to that central throne room with the Arbiter still on the throne. Sort of just watching you as you pass by. He walks you across the hall, and Munster just goes, "They're going to sleep now." And he walks you into one of the door that was closer to the throne across the way. Inside is a well carpeted, like a red carpeted, like very similar to the red carpet that was in the throne room, just down a hall. It ends at the hallway and sort of branches off into two little T sections. or a T-section hallway. Sorry, at the very end. He sort of brings you like halfway through the hall, and there's just a door to the left. This is guest room. It is very hard to miss. Bathroom just across the hall. He sort of points at just the other side of the hall. Sorry, I'm bad at explaining things. You will go to sleep now.
I think so.
Yep.
Okay, I will follow.
Do all of us need to sleep?
Yes,
I need to stay here with them?
yes.
What if I don't want to?
Then I will classify that as you are rebelling.
Okay.
As he sort of opens the door. As far as rooms go, this is fairly nice. It's not like the hugest room you've ever seen. It's fairly spacious as bedrooms go. One of the bougier places you've been to. It's like it's akin to one of the like deluxe rooms you've been in, like a nice inn. Double bed. Nothing super fancy, but the blankets and pillows at least look clean. It's just a stone surface though. There's like a small little candle in a desk, sort of in the far left corner. End stands. Yeah, and like there's like a small fireplace just like right next to the door. As you sort of all walk in, he sort of follows in with you and sort of closes the door. There is only one bed. You'll either have to share or sleep on the floor.
Oh,
Nothing I'm not used to.
I've heard this one before.
I'm gonna go straight on the bed.
Okay.
Oh my god.
That's one in the bed. Who's gonna go in the bed?
What else is in this room?
The bed, the floor. There's a table.
Jenna's gonna get
With,
on
like, a
the
chair in it?
fucking table. She'll sit in the
All right.
chair. She'll sit in the chair.
Okay. Yeah, it's a fairly nice chair. It's like cushioned at the bottom, but like there's still armrests.
I'm gonna see Jana getting on the chair and go, no, and I'm gonna pull Chris out of bed. Elves
Chris,
don't
are
need
you
a bed.
resisting?
Yeah, I'll resist.
Okay. I'll make a contested athletics check. So both of you make athletics check.
If the fucking wizard beats me, I'm gonna cry.
Finally!
W for 0.
You grab him by like the ankle and you lift him up like he's weightless, pretty much. Like he's a cartoon character, and you just gently place him on the ground face first. He's just stiff as a board.
Love to see it.
That's a double bed, right?
It's a double bed, yeah.
Okay. I didn't even want to get in it. I'm just gonna let Jana use it.
Thank you, Zero. Chris, you can lay across like the end of the bed like a dog if you want.
I'll cast Faithful Hound there.
Aww. We can't see
Okay.
Faithful Hound, right?
No,
No.
we can't.
You just watch him cast the spell and just take his word for it, pretty much.
Do we see like the effect? Like, is there like a dog shape? You know, like how if a dog were to sit on a bed, the sheets would move. You know, like under the weight of the dog. Do we see that?
I think the dog's like spectral and like not really
Okay.
existing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Chris. Before we pass out, do you want to check what this paper is all about? See what it does.
Yeah, I can try to identify it.
Go for it.
I'll do it as the ritual.
Okay. As you begin scribing the effects, as you're doing that, you watch Munster sort of open the door, lean his head out, and he sticks his hand out, and then he closes the door back up again as you sort of sitting there just watching. He's in the room with you, just watching you all pretty much. Doesn't stop you from casting the spell though. that little piece of paper that the igniter Calvin Dragon gave you, it's divination in nature. You get a sense that it is some sort of like listening device. You stick it onto something, it sort of brands an image onto that surface, and it can be used to tap in and listen in that area.
Reconnaissance, good. That's far better than what I was thinking it was.
Can it listen without being stuck onto something?
You identified it? Right now, no. The enchantment is inactive. It's only active when it brands itself onto something.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like one of those like tattoos you got as a child where you like wet it and then like sort of paste on your skin, leave it for 5 minutes, and like peel it off. That little image is a little microphone, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all getting a long rest?
Yep.
All right. As you all find respective spots on the floor, the bed, and the chair, you just sort of awkwardly watch Munso just stare at you the whole time, pretty much. He's by the door, just arm crossed, just leaning against the wall, just looking at you all. As you all just eventually find your ways to sleep under the watchful eye of your new Goliath ward, seemingly. All right. Chris, you're no longer exhausted. You all regain your spell slots. Probably a good time to call a break there.
Sure.
As an aside, it took me, I counted like 12 minutes to pull up my character sheet again.
Yeah, you need to do computer.
I don't know. I feel like it's roll 20.
It can't be. My side's fine.
We're all in different parts of the, like, we could be hitting different servers. At least for roll 20.
Doesn't your laptop overheat if you use it wrong or something?
No.
Maybe that was
Yeah.
Mills.
I thought someone had a laptop that like overheated like every 4 hours or something.
Oh, that was me 6 years ago.
Oh.
Anyway. We're here now with the equipment we have.
All right, we all ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, there we go. All right, so you all wake up, wee hours of the morning. You all wake up and you see Munstug at some point got exchanged with some other guy. Completely different dude. Same position though, pretty much same outfit. It was like a half-elf dude, sort of long, blonde ponytail that's tied up.
Wait, where are we right now? I'm sorry, I forgot before we broke.
You guys are in the guest room of the
Okay.
Beacon.
Okay, we just woke up.
Friends. You guys
Okay.
just woke up.
And who is this? A guy with a ponytail comes in the room?
Where Munsto was looking at you, the guy that was the Goliath dude, Frostwalker dude, who was guiding you. He was, while you guys all slept, he sort of just stood at the doorway, just looking at you all. When you all woke up, it's a different guy, same position, same outfit, different dude. So he just goes, so you are all awake now? Yes.
Were you just...
Yep.
Yep.
Nah, I need 5 more minutes.
You're enough. I don't think you need to sleep that long.
He catches on quick.
I am half you, so, you know. So, are you all set to go?
I think so.
I could do with a little more fish in me pack, but who am I to complain?
Well, you're technically prisoners now, so I don't think common amenities are a luxury in Thane. Come on, chop chop.
Let's bounce.
Chop chop.
Okay. Yeah, crisp chop chop.
Yep.
Okay. Make 2 cleaver attacks against the Frostwalker. All right, as you all prepare for the day ahead, not really having any. You've been given instructions and directions, but not really any guidance. So up to you how you want to handle this, if at all.
What do you guys want to tackle first?
To Claudine.
Claudine? Alright.
Yeah. Do you have an idea where Lytton might be? Not Lytton, sorry, I was reading about the Lytton fires. What's it called?
Folky.
No. Yeah, Lipat. Do you have any ideas what Lipat might be?
Rowlet was my favorite starter. No, if I was, we wouldn't really have need of you to do this.
No, I was sending that to Claudine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, what time is it? You sort of hear like whispered hushes. I've been in this guy's attic for 3 days now. He still doesn't know I'm here. Why? I guess, well, look for Divider's range. Somewhere around there.
What was the first thing she said? She's been in disguise for what?
No,
She's been in this dude's attic for 3 days.
Oh.
What did she say? Look for what range?
Something
Divider's range.
Okay.
Say it again, Simon.
Divider's range.
Okay.
Well, that was easy.
Well, that could be a huge area. We don't know.
Yeah. Luckily, yeah, you knew someone who lived there, so I did make a map of Thane that you can look for handouts just in case you need it. Actually, I don't think I actually uploaded it. Oh, I did. Never mind.
No, you did.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
you did.
Divider's
know
range?
Where that
wow.
is based on the map? Like, is the map common knowledge to us?
You have the map.
Okay,
Like,
then
you're
I
given
guess.
a map. Yeah.
I guess we'll have to travel north then, farther than where we landed.
Back whence we came, huh?
I'm gonna cast message and tell Riley. Aren't you gonna tell Claudine why we're going to Lipat?
I can
Like
just
her-
whisper back, right?
Yeah, only I would hear it.
Why would I do that? That's like our home. We're about to ravage it. That's rude.
I mean, she deserves to know her dad's there.
Her dad is probably here, actually.
I don't think so. He's being held by the mafia or something, right? They're not present in the city.
Well, let's all the Murrays in to find him and get him out of there. We can call it the side mission.
Maybe, I mean, we can still go. I think you should probably check with her, though, and see if she has any input.
Tomorrow, then.
Maybe we'll find something with Janet's glowing ball too.
True. The mammoths did say go north, right?
Are we doing Lipat first or the dragon?
That's what I was asking.
That is a good question. Maybe we should take out the dragon first. Because they didn't want to be assaulting us mid-quest otherwise, right?
I'd prefer the dragon, yeah, just in case he sneaks up on us when we're busy doing something else.
Yeah, that'll remove an X factor. I agree with that.
That also seems like the most dangerous one. Like, how much would it suck if we did, like, 2 hard things and then died?
I'm very much in the not
In
dying
my-
camp.
Didn't in my history check, I like kind of figured that the Ratave would like reside in like the Shard Mountains somewhere.
Yes. just based on circumstantial evidence and just sightings over the last 800 plus years, most of the attacks have been in that area, give or take. Or at least they seem to like there's like a pattern coming from that area. It's not like there's not a pinpoint specific location though.
I kind of want to check in with the Atneys and see if they have anything like weapons or arrows or something that deal fire damage, because I'm pretty sure he's susceptible to fire. Like more so than any other damage.
I do fire damage.
Yeah, but the more we have of it, the better.
Yeah. So before we go anywhere, can we stop by the Atneys really quick? Whoever has the bell.
I have no objections.
Yep, let's go.
Okay.
Who has the bell?
Jenna, of course.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, as you ring the bell and the big curtain drops, the dude that's sort of at the corner goes, right, so what is that?
None your business. I don't say it so mean, though. Say, adventure stuff. You wouldn't get
Can't
it.
you tell we're escaping? Go tell your guards.
Okay, let's not.
You can come in with us if you want. It's a store.
It's best if I do, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, as you all step through into the Atney's Emporium, so does the guy. Pretty much. Yeah, you step through to the familiar, much warmer interior, a balmy 23 degrees Celsius. Yeah, the hardwood floor, the various tables of miscellaneous magical knickknacks. What time is it? You do see the Atneys there. Pretty much getting ready for work. Theopore's still in his jammies, like this like bright blue, very just like looks like very soft cotton jammies with like fuzzy slippers. Sort of just in the midst of just organizing things, just goes, "Oh, hello. Been a while since we last seen you here.
It's been about a week or two,
know,
something like
Give or
that.
take. You guys visit fairly frequently. Last I checked."
I was a little sad.
Sad for what reason?
That we didn't get to see you
Oh,
so soon.
Well, you know, that's sort of the life of adventuring, isn't it? You sort of only visit when you need us, which is fine. Sort of what we're here for. That's why we advertise the way we do, word of mouth, looking for able-bodied people that could probably kill a lot of things in their day.
you're killing a lot of things. We're on a hunt right now.
What for?
You know, just dragons.
Rotave, the dragon.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, for this, forgive me for prying. Why?
Oh, we kind of don't
We're
really
on
have
probation.
a choice. What? Chris, shut the fuck up.
Danger just simply finds us.
Adventure stuff, yes. I mean, you wouldn't be adventurous if you didn't really, you know, headbutt the law every so often, right? At this point, the guy sort of walks in through the curtains, just goes, "What the fuck?" The reporter just goes, "New customer, friend of yours?"
Yeah, let's call him a friend for now.
Theopore Atney. I'm the owner and proprietor of the Theopore Rupor's Emporium for potions and portents. And you are? He just looks bewildered. Jameson. Pleased to meet you, Jameson. Anything I can get you? No, I'm just Just keeping an eye. Thanks.
I'm gonna
I
look
will just
back at
holler if you need
Jameson.
me.
I'm gonna look back at Jameson and be like, "Yeah, Jameson, that's right. We're cool as fuck. Okay, we're cool. We do cool shit."
Yeah, I believe that now.
I would like to see if the Rupor and Thayapor have anything new, as well as like anything that just might do additional fire damage.
I can give you a flame tongue weapon. They're a little bit pricey, but they are sort of just like a permanent enchantment for your weapons. I have a few on hand. All set to go, ready, bought and paid for if you need it. They sort of just, as the kids say, bonus action activate it, and each one of your hits will do extra 2d6 fire damage. It does require attunement, though.
It's a long thing for kids to say.
It is. Kids are smart these days. They're way smarter than I am.
What else you got? You got bombs. You got arrows. What else?
I bet he's got a whole load of bombs, I'm sure. Arrows, I can cobble some together. Yeah. I'm sure we have a few elemental arrows around.
Got some potions. What you got? Literally.
Potions would probably be your best bet. We have magical items that do fire damage. Dragons are not known. Fighting a white dragon, ancient white dragon. Ratavi is sort of a well, it's not very cool.
No, I think he
White
is
dragon,
very
right?
cool.
The dragon species generally not known for their weaknesses. The resistance, for sure, not their weaknesses. So fire damage wouldn't do a whole lot extra against dragons, but one thing I would recommend professionally, and just because I like you and I don't want to see you die, a potion of resistance for sure, or something that at the very least protects you from cold damage.
Yeah.
I think I have a couple of those already, but I wouldn't mind extra.
Well, luckily we have a few on hand. You're looking for potions of cold resistance, I'm sure. So we have 7 on hand of that variety.
How much is one?
They're each 250 gold. If you want to bulk buy it, I'm sure we can come up with something.
How long do they last?
An hour, if I'm not mistaken. And they're sort of just throwing back their passive thing in the background. Pretty neat. And definitely useful if you want to avoid becoming a people popsicle.
I'll. Sorry, I don't know if I got cut off. God, I'm on pursuit. What the fuck? I'm a 2. I'll buy 2.
2. All right. Gonna be 250 gold each. If you're buying 2, let's call it. I like you guys. So I'm just gonna double check this actually lasts for an hour. Yeah, an hour. Okay, cool. It's called 450.
Deal.
All right, that's 2 down. Got 5 left.
I have 240. Could someone spare a little bit?
If you guys have been loyal customers.
No, hold on. Okay, wait, hold on. Copper, 100 copper would be 10 gold, right? Or is that 100 silver?
100 copper?
Yeah.
That'd be 100 copper, which would equal 10 silver, which would equal 1 gold.
Oh, okay. In that case, it'd be 100 silver for that.
In total, I could do 244. So I just need 6 gold.
What do we have in the community?
We have a community chest, right?
Can someone else please pull that up?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Thank you.
How many do you need, Griff?
Just 6 gold.
Okay, I'll take that out of the group. Wait, is that right? We have almost 10,000 gold in the community?
Didn't we spend some of that?
I'm not 100% sure what's what. There's 9,693 gawk, 1,303 suck cock, 3 cock. I don't know. I'm assuming gawk is gold, right? It's almost 10,000. That's cool.
I think we just like.
don't-
When's the last time we bought something with? I think we've just been putting stuff.
Airship
in.
tickets? Airship.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was the airship trip. Okay, then yeah, we have 10,000. Yeah, Chris, you can have 6. You can have 6. I'll take that out.
Okay.
All right. 250 gold pieces for the potion of cold resistance. All right. 4 more on tap. Anyone else?
Not that it'll do me any good, but I do have a sword in waiting. I can't remember how long it's been.
I wrote it down somewhere. Where the fuck? Here it is.
I can take it out of community if you guys want to get the other 2 potions.
Yeah.
Or sorry, other 4.
Sword almost ready. Just putting the finishing touches on it. Come back in a week.
Yeah, we'll probably have that dragon slain by then. Either that or it will be dead.
Well, it's going to take you a couple days to get to any other place either way.
Right, well, that's all from me then. I kind
You
of went
wanna
broke commissioning that sword, so personally, it's going to be a while before you see business from me again.
All right, fair enough. It is a beaut, if I have to say myself. I guarantee you won't be disappointed.
No, I just did myself.
How much
Sorry.
for the final 2? Sorry, final 4 potions?
Well, the 1,000 altogether normally. Guys have been very loyal customers, and I'm very appreciative about that. Loyal customers and repeat customers are very hard to find in our field of business because most people die at this point. So, let's call it 900.
Cool.
Altogether.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you for the patronage. It is always a pleasure to be graced your presences, your faces, your words, your money.
Well, we love shopping here, and you guys are great. You're
Yeah, we
repeat
try to be at
customers
least.
for a reason.
Best magic sellers in the land. One of the only, I think.
Only we've seen.
There's a few here or there. Nothing huge scale that I've seen, at least not in the mainland. Anything else I can get you? Dragons aren't... Oh, they're a nasty business.
Do you have
want a
any
firebomb?
potion of resist dragon?
No.
Bite
Let's see here.
resistance.
Let me
Yeah.
just check
What would
one
help
thing
us?
here. Let me just check one thing here.
You're gonna check one thing there?
One thing.
I let Giorgio out of his ball.
Yeah. George out of the ball. He sort of does like the sort of just splays out onto the ground, stretches his limbs for a little bit.
Yeah. You can be out of the ball now, bud.
Well, there is one thing. They're a little bit hard to come by, hard to make. They're very hyper focused. But we have a arrow of dragon slaying. It's the only one we didn't even make it. We found it. We can make arrows of slaying, but dragon parts are kind of hard to come by. It's yours if you want it. It's not cheap, for sure. The enchantment's kind of powerful.
If we wanted you to make more, what dragon parts do you need?
Any part of the dragon, really, honestly. Just as long as it's part of the dragon, it deals damage to the enemy type of dragon, pretty much. So it doesn't have to be against a white dragon, against a drake or a wyvern. It'll do the same thing.
But how much is that arrow?
Well, normally it's 6,000. What sort of price range you're looking at if you want to buy it?
Zero, I don't think we can put a price on getting out of this unscathed.
Let me check with Jana, because Jana's probably the one that's going to use this. Jana?
What's up?
Would you... I'll probably pull it from community again, because we all just... We need this to survive. This arrow dragon slaying. Do you want this?
I don't think I heard the effects. I know it's gonna do damage to like a dragon if we can get dragon parts. But like, what is it like specifically?
It's an arrow of slaying. It'll do extra damage to a specific type of creature. In your case, it'll be dragon. It'll deal, as the kids say, they need to make a DC 17 Constitution saving throw, and if they fail, they'll take 60-10 piercing damage. And if they succeed, they take half. So
How much is it?
6,000 normally, but I sort of need to look at your price range if you want to bargain me down.
Where's
6d10 though?
That's a lot of damage.
That's maximum 60 damage on the best roll, and if you roll really shitty, that's not much.
What would you say for 4,000?
Make a persuasion check. $4,000's kind of low. 5,500.
We have what, 10,000 in the community chest?
We have 8,000 now after we spent some. I think almost 9,000.
Oh, we
What about 5,000?
I'm here. Finally loaded. We also have 15 PP.
Oh yeah, it's platinum.
And you do also have 144 in Atney credit, which I forgot about till now.
Oh. Okay, let's get this. Do we have already like a piece of a dragon, or do we need to do that still?
Oh, he already has one. We just have to bring him more if we want him to make more.
Oh, okay. Cool. I say we just buy it then.
Wow. Let's do 5,000.
Jane,
5,200.
Deal.
Okay.
We want to keep them out, like, you know. This is how they make a living.
All right. Want me to use that credit with this one, or?
Yes.
All right. So
You
5,000.
got a gift card start.
5,200 minus 144. That'll be 5,056. You owe me total.
Coupon.
How much? 556? 5,000?
5,056. 50,
Okay.
56.
Okay.
You pull out 5,000 gold, and Jameson in the back sort of just goes, I don't think I've seen that much money in my life.
And you never will. I'm sorry, Jameson. I feel like
Harsh.
we got up on the wrong feet.
No,
I'm not sorry, Jameson.
if you're hunting this white dragon, I'm sort of just, along for the ride, getting a show.
How'd you end up here, Jameson? How are you in this shop with us right now? What led in your life led to this moment?
Oh, I was born here. Didn't really have anywhere to go, so I just, given a
From
job.
like, were your parents here?
Yeah.
What
Were
did
they
they
criminals?
do?
I don't know. They sort of died in the cold before I sort of got to meet them.
That's
Jameson,
awful.
do you have dreams?
Yeah, have you ever
mean-
Ambition?
have you like gone on
No.
vacation somewhere?
I mean, I leave the city to scout and look at rocks, not die.
Listen, at the end of this, we're gonna have a talk, and maybe you maybe you take a little what's it called, like when the Amish get to like go look at society, and then they decide if they-
Pilgrimage?
yeah, and
Pilgrimage.
they decide if they go back or not.
Looks like we need to unionize everywhere, it seems.
I mean, I'd like to see sand. It's sort of like, I've heard it's like snow but hot.
Yeah.
I think there's some in Sant.
So hot?
There's sand in Fairhaven as well.
These are all just words.
There's lots of rocks. There's lots of rocks in Tetscat.
Have you seen a map, Jameson?
Of the local area.
Uh-oh. Brenda,
Would
can
you-
you
Oh,
show
your
him, like, a
world is
bigger map?
small, friend.
It's a lot of people talking to me at once.
Well, I think by the end of this, you're gonna have some new dreams to pursue.
I don't think my pay is high enough to have dreams. I've sort of just,
Have you ever thought if you go somewhere else, you could get more money? Not by not working this shit job.
What's your pay, Jameson?
a couple dozen gold every month or so.
A month?
Ooh.
And at least if you go somewhere else, and you're also making shit money, at least you're not here. Like, did you see? You guys put naked people in like igloos. What's that about? This camp, like, you need. I personally will chip in for you to see a therapist if you need it.
Yeah. It's not normal, Jameson.
I mean, it's all I've known. It's not so bad. Just, everything freezes when they die, so they don't smell anything.
You only say that because you don't know, but like you don't know that this is not normal. This is bad.
Jameson,
Make it-
have you the
Push to talk is
That's
screwing you
fucking
over.
push to talk is just it's just giving out. Never mind. What were you gonna say, Jana?
I didn't say anything.
Oh,
Just
no, I
imagine
think it was
Zero
Simon.
visibly stroking out.
God. Sorry, no, I think I interrupted Simon. Then Simon was about to say to roll.
Both of you make persuasion checks to see if you can convince Jameson to follow his dreams.
Fuck yeah.
Who's both? Me?
You were both, the ones more at the forefront of talking them. Okay.
I think Jana cares more.
You see Jameson just looking. I mean, maybe I don't really have any other skills other than hiding in snow and holding my breath for a long time.
Well, by the end of this, you'll have some skills. We'll market you up. We'll help you on your resume.
Please don't make me fight a dragon.
No.
Oh, we're not making you.
I'd like to watch this dragon fight from afar,
Fair.
if that's okay. I think Munsto might go in just to make sure you're actually not dead.
There's
If
tons
there's
of
one
stuff-
thing we've learned about fighting big things, it's that you need to be really far away unless you want to get caught up.
Yeah, I'm gonna be outside the cave. I'm assuming this thing's in a cave.
There's tons of things that can happen between now and the dragon fight, though, that you're gonna come out a whole new person after this.
if we die, you might get marked.
Why would you
Make a
say
deception
that?
check.
Why would you say that, Chris? In this
When I
moment,
die,
we
then
give
you
him
will
some
realize.
hope. We give him some hope, and then we squash it.
Chris, make a deception check.
Okay.
Only if it sees me, which I'm fairly confident in my snow hiding skills.
It's worth noting that it sniffed us out. We were invisible.
I am significantly less confident in my snow hiding skills.
I am 100% confident in Jameson's snow hiding skills. If this is all you know, right? You should be good at it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't get cold easily. That's pretty cool, I think. Anyway, you guys, I think you finished shopping, yes?
I got no more business here.
Is is there? Oh no! Oh no! Give me
What?
1 second.
Say, Paul, what kind of bombs you got?
Oh, probably a good amount. Let's see here. Well, you bet he can make something for you. One of those
Maybe like
customized things.
A firebomb, perhaps?
Yeah, I can bring you Betty out. I think he's probably up. He barely sleeps as is. He just snorts some arcanium or something, and then he keeps
Oh my
him up.
god.
If you're
Yeah, but he just sort of just turns around the corner and just goes. It's a white powder around his snout.
What a
Yeah,
life he lives.
Eyes lock immediately to you, Riley.
Does he have a smile?
Yes.
Were we doing something?
Leaving?
Oh. Is Orville here?
Yeah. I think he's getting ready for the day since we're going to be going out.
Oh, okay. You don't need to bother him. Just let him know that I said hi.
Yeah, we'll do. Seems to, I don't know, he seems perkier than normal. It's weird.
Oh.
Maybe give him a raise. Who knows? Maybe he'll get perkier.
I don't think I pay him.
Oh.
Maybe you should start. Do you not?
I mean, he
pay
doesn't
your employees?
really. I mean, he doesn't really leave.
What the fuck does that mean?
He sort of just stays in the shop and watches it over while we're out.
He doesn't have to do that.
Do you not think he wants to buy stuff from outside your shop that you can't provide?
I mean, if he needs something, we sort of just get it for him.
Okay. I think we gotta accept times were different back in D&D days.
Times were different.
I'm not abusing my workers, as you know.
It's a living arrangement.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Doesn't really leave the shop. Job sort of just to man it while we're out. Then we come back. He goes to sleep.
Do you take him to the dentist?
I don't think he has teeth.
Do you take him to the doctor?
I don't think he's gone sick.
You ask him?
Is he getting
I mean,
his
he'll-
annual screenings and tests? Is he
He
getting his
hasn't
annual
coughed.
blood work?
He hasn't
It's pretty.
coughed.
This is a pocket dimension. It keeps pretty sterile.
That's not how diseases work, but
Despicable.
okay.
Despicable.
You guys are still coming in and out, and you guys are all over the world. That's not how diseases work at all. We
I
come
think
in
I
here
did-
and we're dirty.
I think I did give them the obelisk piece. which infects you.
Oh my god.
No. Why would you say that?
There are no airborne pathogens in this area at all.
Janet just starts coughing without covering her mouth. Are there? Are there?
6 feet.
Okay.
Before we leave, there's one more thing I have that I forgot I had till today. Could one of you identify this for me? I have genuinely no idea what it is. Please be careful. And I'm gonna hand them. I have this item in my inventory. I guess it's from our encounter with the doctor. It just says bomb-looking device from doctor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can get group pour on that. Sure, you can do it like right now, I suppose, but
Yes, please.
all right, that'll be 50 gold.
All right, 50 gold.
Okay. I'm gonna open up a page real quick just to make sure I have the right.
Also, I'm sorry about push to talk. There's like people popping fireworks, and the dogs are like hiding under the desk right now.
Poor babies.
Hell yeah, Freedom Day.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, so Rupor sort of just takes it. He sort of looks over. You see his eyes flash for a bit as he casts Identify. Sort of just looks up at Theobor. Sort of hands it back to him. Well, what you have is, well, it's not magical. Yabedi. Yabedi sort of just crawls out on all fours. Takes it, sort of looks at it, sniffs it, just licks like all over it pretty much, just like started chewing on it a little bit. Sort of hands it back.
Explodey, explodey.
Oh, so it is a bomb. Okay.
Yes, you do that. Bunny, bunny. Big bunny. Lots of bunny.
Bernie 2024. Yes, exactly.
Bunny does so much bunny turns to sand. Bunny sanders.
Here's how the Zodiacs can still win.
Once again asking for your support.
What?
I don't
He's
know.
not asking anymore.
Oh, okay.
Well, appears that you have well, it's definitely a bomb, seemingly, and yeah, it'll make a lot of fire when it goes off.
Excellent. Okay.
How do you set it off?
He's sort of inspecting it. Fire seems it's like a gunpowder charge, I think, in this little hole here.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Cool. Thank you.
It was my pleasure to discern that the bomb was in fact a bomb. Anything else I can get you, or are you gonna go to your lizard hunt?
I think we're good.
I think we're done. Yeah.
All right. Oh, your arrow. Let me just go grab that real quick. Jenna, you have the arrow sling?
Mm-hmm.
Up a dragon sling. Yeah, so he hands you like a fairly large arrow. The shaft itself, it looks like it is like textured with dragon scales. The fletching in the back does look like dragon wings, 3 of them that sort of curl around, and the head of the arrow does look like sort of like a dragon opening its mouth, but it's pointed.
Cool. I have
In case
one of those.
in case you forgot it was a dragon, one of those.
Can I also ask you to put that in my character sheet? Because it's so touchy. I'm afraid I'm going to get locked out for another 15 minutes if I try to make those
Yeah.
changes. Thank you.
Fair enough. Yeah, your character sheet does open up slowly all the way. Let's see
I feel like
here.
it's something has to be in Eastern, Eastern U.S. for Roll20.
Okay, arrow of slang in the character sheet. All right, thank you for visiting the Important Reporters Emporium for potions and portents.
Thank you. Let me leave.
Okay.
As an aside, Simon, so I have exactly 1 arrow. So when listening to I missed the shot, sucks.
The magic does not dispel itself until you hit the right enemy.
Okay.
So you can keep trying as long as you have the arrow. It only expends once you actually hit.
But
the
it's one of
dragon.
those things, if I shoot an arrow, and I miss, I have to go run and pick up the arrow again and try
Yes.
again. Okay.
Yes.
I just want to know what I'm getting myself into. Okay.
Yeah. Doesn't require tomb or anything. You just have an arrow that does that.
Okay.
Yeah, but it does expend once it hits that thing, and it will just come a normal arrow after that. Yeah, it's different from the other arrow that you have that does 100 damage if you hit. All right, as you all exit the Emporium, even inside it's still a little bit chilly, comparatively at least. You gather your things, and you are led to the sort of front gates through very narrow, barely wide enough for a person. They're more like alleyways in this weird web-like structure before you're met with a 10-foot wall iron door, pretty much. Yeah. The doors seem to be closed. They're pretty crude. They're brown and orange with rust. Formidable enough to at least withstand the wind outside. As Jameson, the Frostwalker, sort of just approaches the gates, talks to one of the guards, and there's a small, just human-sized door that opens up. As one of the guards unlocks it and sort of ushers you through. As you all exit out of that gate, Jameson sort of just, as an aside, just goes, when we go out there, I'm going to, well, me and the other Frostwalkers, myself included, are going to disappear. I'll spy on you from a distance in case you get attacked by anything, dragon and such. We don't die in the process. We'll be
Completely
watching
fair.
it. You still have this whistling arrows Munso gave you?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. If you call us to help fight, we're not going to do it. But if you need anything else, we can see what we can do.
Okay.
Right. Good luck to you. Okay. As you exit the gates, just approaching further, you do notice there are buildings outside here as well. They're very similar to the buildings you saw on the inside, but they're more ramshackle. There's less brick, more snow and ice. There's less people. You see a lot of the buildings have collapsed entirely. You see the roofs have collapsed and just entirely blanketed the inside, being covered slowly by snow. The wind begins to pick up as you exit the city for the first time in a day or so. You do notice in a couple of the collapsed buildings a couple of arms sticking out, pale white, blue. You notice a few people as you're sort of just looking at these bodies. Apparently, you notice a few more bodies that are sort of just laid out in the snow, being slowly covered up again. These bodies have less clothes than the ones on the inside. They're like prison clothes, pretty much, like a thin layer of cotton, if that. Definitely not enough to keep anyone warm. As you're sort of looking at these bodies, you sort of look inside one of these buildings. The buildings have no doors. You sort of see just a humanoid figure just stood halfway in the doorway, just looking at you. No movement, no motions, no words, just looking at you. Sort of just covered in shadow. So you don't make out too many features. You notice a couple of buildings that are covered up by snow. Entirely, just blanketed. You see a couple that have the doors blocked by snow. And as you begin walking through this area of the city, you notice more people beginning to just turn the corner and just look at you. As you all walk, a couple of people punch through the snow that are covering doors, and you just see two sets of eyes just staring at you. As you walk further and further out of the city, you notice you are gathering a weirdly large crowd that have just begun following these strange people exiting the city. All of them look terrible. They look.
Riley is going to read the mind of one.
Okay.
Just a random one.
Sure. You just pick some random dude. You get the sense that the surface thoughts are. They're pretty much, at least that guy, this guy you're reading the mind of. They're eyeing you up to see if it's worth attacking and taking your stuff. Pretty much. He's weighing the pros and cons, pretty much.
Riley will move his hand to the hilt of Tempest Retort.
Okay. Sure. As you do that, pretty much all of them just sort of back up. They don't flee or, scatter in a panic. They sort of just back up and dip behind buildings. Except for one. Sort of like a middle-aged human man. Looks very, very pale, like near albino. He does have weird, like, comparative to the other ones who have very similar clothing, this one has a thicker cloth, pretty much. Balding head of dark hair and just elements of rough stubble, sort of just looking at you. Just not making any motions, but also not backing up.
Is he on the way or is he behind us?
Behind you.
Okay. Riley will nudge Zero and say, "Looks like we've got an admirer."
I will look at the person that Riley is referring to. Do we
See the same
recognize
side.
him?
No, not really. Just a guy. Normal. Just pretty plain looking human dude, honestly.
You don't want to read his mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's cast Read Mind again. Service thoughts. He's also judging pros and cons, but in a different way. Like, it's not whether he should take your stuff. It's the service thoughts are, what use would these people be?
Deeper. I think that's a DC 17 Wisdom save.
Okay. Failure. Okay, as you probe deeper, you get elements of revolt and backstabbing and finding weaponry and smuggling. And also, and somehow in between all of those ideas, in the center, connecting all of it, is your little party.
Hmm. Riley will stop and turn around.
As you end the spell, his eyes sort of go wide, as I think people know you cast detect dust on them. His eyes sort of go wide, and he sort of just looks. He sort of take a small glance back, and you see he sort of smiles before walking back towards the buildings, out of sight.
All right.
All right. As you trek outwards from the city, wind picks up. The snow hasn't really stopped since you have arrived here, ever since the day you jumped out of an airship. You begin to walk outwards to try to slay a dragon. And we will pick that up next time.
We lived, bitch.
Yeah.
We did.
There's a whole scenario where one of you or all of you would be arrested, and combat would start, and just ramifications anywhere. Didn't have to use any of it.
Good job, everyone but me in that scenario.
No, you didn't.
Nothing.
Diplomacy
My
wins
contribution
again.
was keeping my mouth shut, because the one thing I did didn't help.
That went
I think-
about as well as it could have gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of elements of that could have. That sort of just worked out. I was like, just from high rolls and just like choices.
Yeah.
The gun.
That's
was a
scary that
pretty good
rolls
one.
were involved. All it takes is one shitty roll, and it's like the best plan just destroyed.
A couple shitty rolls. It
But
was
we've
an
had
incremental
those.
thing.
We fucking had those games.
You did.
Anyway. XP,
GG.
XP.
Okay, so you survived a very potentially stressful and potentially game-changing encounter with the Grand Arbiter, Itis Vatan.
We talked a right of death, and we talked a man to his dreams.
Yeah, I'll give you guys a clean 4,000.
Hell yeah.
I
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good roleplay here.
4, 5, 6, 7.
And no one had to die, weirdly.
Except the people in the snow statue igloo things.
God.
Yeah, fuck them. Whatever, who cares?
That's
What are we
straight up
gonna
like
do?
some oh, I don't know how to say his name, so I'm sorry if it's wrong, but Junji Ito shit. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
is happening?
Jimsy, yeah.
You're valid. Yeah, it's terrifying.
And you finally unlocked some parts of the map.
It's
Some.
gonna bother me
Oh,
the
like, you
one
know.
thing that we. That's what kind of sucks about the map stuff, is like we don't even know, like we know we're missing number 4, but our characters don't, like, and they don't have a reason to just go there.
Yeah, I'm still trying to find a better way to do it. I just haven't been able to.
Yeah, that's fine.
But it's that one.
We'll have to deal
You were
with
told
it.
you were told pretty much about all of these by Munsto, so. Yeah. But there's only 3 main landmarks in this whole city. The rest are just prisoner houses. All right.
Cool.
Dragon fight next session, or at least on the trek to the dragon fight. This will be your first dragon this whole campaign.
Well, first one that
Well,
we're
they're gonna
actively
fight.
trying to kill. Yeah.
Yeah.
For your first fight with the dragon. Fight. Like, big
Well-
fight, not like a small fight.
Yeah, I'll say the train
Like-
was a small dragon fight.
Yeah, like a named dragon fight.
Named
Big
dragon.
Yeah.
Not
I didn't
just,
realize they were like they could speak.
Yeah.
Or communicate, I guess.
A lot of
They're
animals
smart.
and like creatures weirdly can.
But they have like a high enough
think-
intelligence, right?
Yeah. There's some
Yeah.
dragons that are super intelligent that they're also spellcasters.
What?
Great.
Not like
That's
officially,
illegal.
but like they're able to, pretty much. Yeah, like, they can like shapeshift into people and stuff. It's weird.
That's not allowed.
What if one of us was a dragon the whole time?
Riley is still mired in secrets. He could be one.
It's never too late, Bowen. Write it in. Simon can't stop you.
What if Riley's like I don't remember the character's name, but in Spirited Away, the boy that's like also a dragon.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, I think if Riley
Really?
was a dragon, he would have known by now.
Was that
There's
a
something
sea
else
dragon?
going on.
In
It
my
was a
mind.
river spirit.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
like
that
a river
checks
spirit.
out. That checks
And
out.
he didn't remember that he was a river spirit, so Riley would not know if he was a dragon. Thank you very much. He could have. He has a spell on him.
It checks out.
It does.
Oh, what's all of our Studio Ghibli endings gonna be? Who's gonna live in a big moving castle at the end? That's probably Chris, right?
Chris.
Well, yeah.
Jenna gonna
What
be
if-
Prince Mononoke.
Yeah. Or I was thinking like I just fly away like inside of a cat at the end.
Oh yeah.
True. Giorgio is the fucking cat buff.
That'd be so fucked up. What if, like, I don't know, I feel like if anyone could do it, Chris and Pratchell could do it. Like, if we killed the dragon and then Chris used the, like, house head thing, the pole that builds a house, like, with the dragon's body, could he build, like, a Baba Yaga type of thing where it's, like, a
Oh
moving
my
house?
god.
We could have a dragon house. That's insane.
You see this house?
The
It's made of authentic dragon, okay?
You see this dragon? It is our dungeon.
That's a cool idea, actually.
This is gonna maybe lessen it, but I think it's a cool idea anyway, so I'll say it. But also be like, and then we create a special, like, to teleport it. You have to, like, have a dragon scale if you can tell where this was going. It'll be like Dragon Tales. You have to sing a little song.
That's so cute. We all have to hold the same dragon scale together.
Yeah, and we have to
We have
sing
to
the
say a rhyme.
song, and then the rainbow
Oh,
will spin around.
Dragon Tales thing?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that sounded familiar.
Dragon Tales was good.
That was a great
show.
show. I had a little Cassie doll growing up.
I think I did too, actually. It's funny. Damn.